Hello, 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 everybody. I am Brun BJ Swick 33, and with me, as always, is, well, right now, one of our hosts, Wingman 709.
Hey, everybody.
Mark is his real name. And this is This Xbox Life, episode 445, The Long Dark Podcast. Now, our podcast won't be any dark, let's say, but, The Long Dark's coming out to Xbox One this week. So, based on what I've read. So, good name for the podcast. I was going to put a long dark summer because it's just been, I don't know, it's been a boring summer as far as when it comes to gaming. Um, you have a couple games here and there that are kind of popular. I think we'll talk about, but for what we've been playing, I'm interested in what Mark thinks of the game he's been playing, and then also why he hasn't been playing one of the games that I've been playing, and we need to get to it because this one game mode is back and it is awesome. So, but Mark, what have you been playing?
I've been playing. Okay, actually, I did forget. I'm gonna put something else in here, or mention it first. So, I, as you guys know, I've been playing a lot on my Sony lately, and I've been struggling with Horizon Zero Dawn. I find that game to be kind of a huge ripoff of Far Cry Primal, um, with the exception of the robots that are obviously aren't in Far Cry. But otherwise, it just feels to me like it's a much the same game. But I've been playing it, and I'm now to the point where I've got the final mission unlocked, and so I've been kind of just doing some side stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
this game's been very frustrating. I played through on easy, and man, I can't imagine this game on a harder level. I don't know how people are playing it on like the hardest level because it is really hard, even on easy. I get my butt. I these robot monsters, whatever you want to call them, I don't even know what they're called, but these robots are friggin' brutal. These robot animals,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they are tough to take down. Um, but I've been kind of playing that out of sheer boredom, and but I'm really close to beating it, so I'll have that completed sometime soon. I won't be playing for the next few weeks. I'm on vacation, but and you'd think that's when I would do it, but
Yeah.
certain circumstances doesn't allow me to play it at the moment. But the other game I've been playing here at home is Fortnite. Um, I've been playing it every day. I actually need to turn it on to get my daily. My goodness, I can't stop coughing. So let me make this brief. I've been playing Fortnite. I've been playing with people from the community, and having a good time. And I do want to talk. I don't. I think I went into Fortnite quite a bit last time, um, last week, and apologize. I do need to apologize to everybody for last week. I do know that my audio was really super quiet. We just can't seem to figure it out, guys. I don't know. We're trying to figure something out. It should be good tonight because Brun's hosting, but I do apologize for last week's audio. That was on me. Um, so anyways, back to Fortnite. I don't think I have anything new that I could think of, but I do want to talk about this game later. More of the kind of general idea of what they're doing with Fortnite. So we'll come back to it later. But that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Okay. I'll say my questions for when we come back to it because I've heard some people talk about it and I've known multiple people playing it and they're saying they're having a real good time with it. But my question is
We can do questions on it because
okay.
the I got a whole different topic that's at the end. You can see in item number 5 there. It's because of Fortnite that this question I've posed the question.
Okay. And that's my
So
question,
really
actually.
not.
I didn't read
Oh,
it. I didn't see it, but that is my question. So we'll save it. We'll save it for then.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So what I've been playing this week is I've been playing uh PUBG. I love that freaking game. And last week with you blaming me for your chicken dinner. Yes, all you got was chicken nuggets. you
That's
got
it.
you got some chicken dinner or some chicken tenders, I guess. Yeah, I couldn't close the deal, man. But I'll tell you what, my heart was pumping through my chest during that thing. Because the bad part was, there was the three of us were alive. I think when two people were alive, and then it was you and I and the other guy, and he ended up getting both of us. So,
Yeah,
but
I think Soul went down, and I went and revived him, and then I started walking forward because the circle was closing in,
yeah,
and I think he was trying to do first aid or something, and
he
I'm
got
not
burnt.
sure if he got
Yeah.
killed, but I thought he got killed by the circle, right?
Yes, he got burnt by the circle. So yeah.
Okay, so, and then of course, I mean, come on, dude, I can't do PC games, so I'm useless, and I was trying to be the like, hey, over here, Mister One
Yeah.
Guy Left, and he took me out, and I was like, "Okay, run, there he is, go get him," and yeah, you
Yeah.
failed to deliver.
Yeah, we were literally behind. Each of us were behind a tree. Um, each of us were behind a tree, literally like 5 yards apart,
Yeah,
and we were both waiting for the circle. And the circle just so happened to be to the north of the trees. We both had to exit and leave the tree, but he had to leave later. But he left first,
yeah,
which was probably a better benefit for him because he was already primed and aimed because he knew where I was coming from, and I should
yeah,
have done the same thing. And actually, I think when I come into a close thing like that again, is I would leave first just so I can start aiming right where I know he's got to exit out of. But I was
right.
hitting him, and he just killed me first. So
Yeah, no, it was awesome, dude.
yeah,
I was teasing last week, but it was I wasn't. I mean, I'm sitting here, Soul sitting there, and I'm like, he's to the left, he's to the left, he's out. I'm sitting here practically yelling at you as I'm watching,
yeah,
and you're like, shut up, I can see him, But
yeah,
it was like, oh my gosh, this is intense. It was pretty cool. I
yeah.
didn't get a kill, I didn't get nothing, but I still enjoyed that match. It was really cool to run around with you guys.
Yeah, Soul Assassin's on vacation, so I didn't play any this weekend. And but I did play. I told him like I think we had three top threes last time we got together and play, or three top tens. I think we played placed third was the highest we placed last time. But I did finally do my first solo round and got seventh, so I was pretty happy with my first solo round. But um, yeah, it's a fun game. I really like it. I played the Lawbreakers beta on PC because I saw in Steam that it was out. This is Cliff Belinsky's new game. I think is Lawbreakers.
Yes, I think
Is
you're
his new
correct.
game. Um, I'm not gonna. I mean, it'll be different. I only played one round of it. I think I got stuck maybe in a game type I just didn't have any fun with. But I will say it's very, you know, um, Halo slash Overwatch slash, you can throw like 5 or 6 games into it, and that's what it is. It's definitely, I think it's polished and it looks fun. But I had a hard time where I was just getting annihilated by the same type of character that I was. So I'm playing like a certain class, and I was just getting murdered by this guy who was the same class I was, and I didn't understand how he was killing me in 3 shots. But yeah, I felt like I had to dump like clips and clips and clips into people. Um, I couldn't figure out how he was doing it. It was just I was really confused by it. But that doesn't nothing against the game. That's me. I was I only really played one round. But I did try that. I played Titanfall 2, and I only got one round in, but Frontier Defense Wing. Frontier
Yes,
Defense.
I forgot. I did play that on Tuesday when it came out.
Yes.
I actually played with Carbide and oh man, who else played with us? I apologize. I apologize. Completely blanking on who else there was with us, but we did play it. So yeah, I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
I didn't miss out on playing.
Yeah, so I only got to play one round. I played it today. Got through all 5 waves. The first time. Um, oh my gosh, I love front, and I could not believe the amount of titans they were throwing at us in this. It
Oh, I
was it
know.
was insane. Like I played on normal, and of course I played as Tone. But yeah, I like Titanfall too. It kind of got a bad rap, I think, this time around.
The
But
whole series, I think's gotten a bad rap, and it's a fantastic game.
yeah, I love it.
First, fantastic as well.
Yeah, and the first Titanfall, I never got into PvP stuff at all. But in this Titanfall, I played PvP. I'm in Gen 2, like Gen 2 level 6 or something like that. Like I definitely played PvP this time and had fun doing it. So I'm glad Frontier Defense is back because I want to play more of that. Um,
Absolutely.
so there's that. The other game I played um, was I played some Horizon Zero Dawn. Um, and if people are wondering how I played that, you can think about it. So no, Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm playing on normal mode, so you got me worried about later in the game. Um,
Well, you got to understand, I suck at video games, so.
I'm
But
about
I'm curious to know what you feel, man, because I almost quit and walked away. I hit a part where I even was telling Democulus, I'm like, screw this game. I'm done with it. I'm gonna freaking throw my PS4 out the window off the second floor of this building. And
yeah,
he's like, oh, I thought it was a great game. And it was weird. I ended up thinking, I woke up the next morning and it was like, hey, I know what I can do. And I went back to it. And
yeah,
sure enough, I was able to get past it. But yeah,
yeah. I'm
it's
pretty early in the game. I think I'm only about 5 or 6 hours in. I've been doing like any side quests that I can complete prior to doing the next story part of it. I've been pretty much doing those. So I'm still like really early in the game. I just left, like I just became a seeker. So I'm hunting, or actually I'm now fighting with the leader of the military. I can't remember what her name is in there, but so I'm still pretty early into the game. So, and I also on the PS4, I also played some The Last of Us, and got through the first part on that game. And boy, that game ticked me off right at the beginning. But um, not the game's fault. It's just like, come on now. So, um, but yeah, that's everything I've been playing. I believe that's pretty
cool.
much it. So, all right.
You did a lot more than I did this week.
Well, I had 2 weeks. Some of the stuff's 2
Oh,
weeks.
then I could have included PUBG and I forgot Titanfall.
Yeah. So,
So I think we came out about even.
yep. All right. The normal housekeeping. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, go to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon, and you can sign up to become a patron. Or if you just like to toss around money because you got so much you can't figure out how to spend it all, you can go to thisxboxlife.com/donate.
Love
So,
people like that.
yeah, a lot of people. Of course, we don't expect anything, everybody, but we do appreciate anything that people give out. So, and that takes us to our topics. So, a couple things here. Wing, you have Game Pass. I haven't even done my trial on it. I've just kind of glanced over the games and stuff. It looks like we have some additional games being added. What you have is Dirt Rally, Dead Rising 3, everybody's favorite game, Limbo. Um, what's that? Ultron? Ultratron? What? Okay. So Many Me, Mega Slug, uh, is it XX or 20? I guess how you look at it. And oh my gosh, what's this other one? Pharaonic?
Parts Pharaonic? Yeah, probably.
Pharaonic? Okay. So some of them I haven't heard of, but I mean they could be older games, I think. Some or they're, you know, ID at Xbox. So
Well,
but
Dead
Limbo.
Rising and Dirt Rally are both major.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
titles, AAA titles. Dead
Yeah.
Rising 3 was an Xbox One. That came out like when the Xbox One released.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend that one for people. If you haven't played it and you're in the Xbox Game Pass, definitely play it, man. Lots and lots of game time there. I think it was better than Dead Rising 4, even though Dead Rising 4 had some fun stuff to it. But Dead Rising 3, I think, was a little bit better.
But well, speaking of an older game coming to Xbox One, I'm putting this in there because it's not a small franchise. Like people may chuckle at it or be like, "Oh, come on, that's not a big deal." But the franchise is humongous, and on so basically November 17th, 2017, The Sims 4 is getting released on Xbox One, and there are people really excited about that. But The Sims, game and franchise is huge, like huge. Um,
Yeah.
some people compare it like Minecraft huge, but which I would agree that the franchise is just as big as Minecraft. But instead of making a new Sims game, they're actually bringing out Sims 4. Um, I'm wondering if that means at some time down the road if a new Sims game will be announced, because usually porting a game to a new console, things like that, is one way to make your, become aware and kind of train yourself on the hardware and stuff like that to build a new game. So we'll see.
They can gauge interest in it too.
Yeah, yeah, yep,
But I
yep,
think that's a bad way of gauging interest. But I guess if you're a console gamer only and you don't play PC games and you've never had the chance to play The Sims,
right,
it doesn't matter how old it is.
yep. Um, so I don't think we have an Xbox recap really because Rob is not here at the time.
What
Um,
about item 3?
yeah.
There you go.
So well, before I rattled that, I want to say, okay. There's a big thing going around, and this isn't really Xbox. It's not because of Xbox I'm asking this. It's because of PUBG. The reason why I'm asking this question, but it is a gaming question in general, and I just gotta kind of get an idea of what or how you think about it because I know where I stand, and so I'm curious on where you stand, and then we can kind of go from there. I don't know if you've heard about the people getting banned in PUBG. So you had one Twitch streamer, very popular, which is funny. What's his name? Doctor. Oh man, I'm forgetting the name. I'll think of it here in a second. I want to say it's like Doctor Insult or something like that. Uh,
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I think. Yes.
somebody's going to put it in the chat. Doctor Disrespect.
That's it. Dr. Disrespect.
And,
Yeah.
and it cracks me up because everybody's just like, "Can you believe it? Can you believe it? What do you think about Doctor Disrespect? What do you think?" And I'm just, my first thought was, "Who is this guy?" You know, I'm like, who is this person? And so it's a guy, and I guess that's his. What is it when you act like somebody, but it's not really,
Persona.
yeah, your persona. And it's like, well, that's his persona. He acts like that. That's the way he acts, and that's the way he acts when he's at events, and that's the way he acts when he's like this, and when he's in public, he acts that way when he's around. So my thing is when you act that way all of the time, it's not a persona. It's the way you act. um, so, and sorry if you're acting like that for 24 hours a day or 22 out of the 24 hours a day. That's not a persona. That's just the way you are, even though it's a character or not. So the first thing what happened is him and two other buddies got into a match, and then a random got in there with them because there's an option when we played when the chicken dinner that I couldn't win for you match we played. I checked the box not to fill a random on our team, so we were in 4-man squads, but we only had a 3-man squad. Finished number 2 with a 3-man squad. But the reason why I do that though is because I'm not going to I'm not going to randomly kill random, but you don't know if they're going to follow with you. They can't chat with you. You're not in comms. You can, but then the people in the game might hear you. What if they just start firing their gun and giving away your location? Like, I don't want to deal with that. So, I just said I don't want that. I guess they forgot to check that, so they got a fourth person. Well, they found a motorcycle. A motorcycle only holds 3 people. So Dr. Disrespect team killed the random person. And team killing is against the rules in PUBG. Now, if you're all friends, I think it's really weird how they do. I think if you get team killed and you get reported, you're banned for 24 hours or however long he was banned. And there was a whole thing in Twitter. It was just like, it doesn't matter who you are, even if you're a well-known Twitch streamer. If you break the rules, you're going to get banned. And people are just like, oh, that's just the way he is. That's his persona, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, it's team killing. It's against the rules. So that was the first instance of it. And then the next banning was a person who was stream sniping. So stream sniping is when you watch a Twitch streamer on one monitor and you're playing the game and you're chasing him down because you can watch and see where he's at, and you just wreak havoc and kill them and do this and do that. And what the rumor was somebody that that from PUBG's group banned another person because of stream sniping, but they banned the wrong person, so they had to come out and say, listen, we read all the data, we banned the right person, and he's banned for stream sniping. So people are all just like, oh, you're banning people, you're banning your gamers, blah, blah, blah. Stream sniping is against the rules, so they got banned for it. So my question is, how do you feel about these people getting banned, Mark?
I have no problem with it.
Me either. I just
Reap what you sow. I mean, I get that this is something that really does annoy me. I get annoyed when people, you know, a game is designed. Okay, I gotta. This is gonna be a tough one, I think, for me to answer in a way. I gotta tread lightly
Okay.
because I can see how someone's gonna say, "Oh, well, wait a minute," and throw something back in my face. But because I think I've gone the other way before, but in this particular topic about banning gamers, if you're doing things, just because you didn't want the fourth random, what's it matter if you guys jump on the motorcycle and just leave and leave him by himself? Let him fend for himself. Maybe he'll hide out and he still gets the win, whether you know what I mean? It's like there was no need to purposely kill him.
Well, he was
You
he
could have
was
jumped in
taking
the car and
he
left.
yeah, he was on the bike. Dr. Disrespect couldn't get on the bike. So he killed the guy so he could get on the bike with his 2 other friends.
Okay, and in that case, I think, yeah, he should have been banned. He
Yeah.
should be kicked and banned. And you know, if you don't know the rules, not knowing the rules is not an excuse.
Right.
And too many people are like, "Oh, I didn't know, so I shouldn't be blamed." No, it's not an excuse. It doesn't work anywhere else. Um, and I'm trying to think of. Okay, so back to kind of what I was going to say. I get annoyed when developers they build a game and they have a vision in mind, and they kind of are like, "Here's the rules of the game. Here's how it's meant to be played." So we'll take Call of Duty for example. And then people will find ways to get into a wall glitch or a floor glitch where they can kill people and they can't be seen, they can't be killed. That's cheating. And people be like, "Well, it's in the game." It's not intentionally in the game.
Right.
Okay? It's not intentionally put there for you to exploit it. It's a bug, it's something that was unintentional. Just because it's there doesn't mean that you should be able to exploit it. Now, the flip side of that, where it's going to bite me in the rear, was I remember the loot cave in Destiny, and I partook of that. But I feel kind of justified because that wasn't, and I think the difference there is that wasn't impacting other gamers. I want to sit for 8 hours in in um, sit at this friggin' loot cave and just keep,
Right.
killing all the guys that just keep spawning out of it, right? Then I'm just trying to get freaking loot because if a game doesn't want to give it to you, that's different. It's not impacting anybody else.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anybody else in the game. When you are killing people or you're exploiting a bug that allows you to kill others and you can't be killed, then yeah, those people need to be kicked out. They need to be banned. And I think sometimes maybe longer than 24 hours because if they really like the game, they're going to come back to it. And sometimes I think 24 hours might not be enough. So I'd like to see them institute some kind of level where if you have been banned 24 hours and you come back and you do it again. Because if you do it
It's
near
a
the end of your
week, it's a
streak,
month, it's a permaban, like
yeah, kind of increase it. If you keep
hmm
getting banned, make it longer every time
Yeah.
until you hit a certain threshold. And it's like, all right, you're just purposely coming in to wreak havoc in the community. And the thing is I'd be pissed off if I was on a team and all of a sudden someone just plugged me. Now, yes, I have team killed people, but not intentionally. I've done it's like, oh crap, and in fact, I think when we were playing PUBG the first time, I'm like, uh, is there like team killing? Because I was a little worried if I'm shooting at someone, I don't want to hit, I don't want to just start shooting and I don't want to take out my own guy. I did that in a game not long ago. Um, Found out that there was, you can kill your own teammates. I can't remember what it was. Might have been Gears or something, but I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." And they're like, "It's okay, it's okay." And I'm like, "I didn't mean to. You got in the way." And you know,
Yeah, and
and
it
I don't do that, but this was intentional.
yeah,
The guy intentionally killed his partner.
right.
See ya.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, a team kill doesn't actually get you banned. Like, I had a team kill Soul Assassin, because Soul Assassin was like, my game just shut down on me, and he's just like running into a wall, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill you and take your loot, because he had a good gun, so I killed him and took it. And of course, he didn't report me, so I didn't get banned or anything like that. So to answer what you're saying is, there's unintentional glitches in a game, and to me, it's just like, like the loot cave things, like what you're saying. There's like, I don't mind using a glitch, but I remember things like the javelin glitch and Call of Duty 2 and stuff like that. Now, that was a glitch and people were using it, but then when the game company comes out and says, do not use the javelin glitch from right at this point, or we're going to ban you for it. If you start using it there, then yes, you deserve to be banned because it's something they've told you, like, hey, we're going to fix this, but you're ruining the game for everybody else, so you need to stop
Right.
doing it or we're going to ban you. Then it's off limits. But I mean, hey, until that point, if it's in the game, use it. I mean, I'm kind of that way, I guess. They're saying in the chat, like, he got I guess this guy actually got permanent. Dr. Disrespect was permanently banned because yes, he did go on Twitter after the PUBG guys said, like, listen, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to get banned if you break the rules. And then I guess this is where his persona came out and said something, but it's, was joking around, but he didn't take it as a joke because it was basically like, I'm going to kick you in the chest or something like that, because I guess that's something Dr. Disrespect always says, or something like that. So the guy said, violence is not a funny thing, and it all came out to where, like, in school he was assaulted or bullied or something like that, so he kind of took that personal. He didn't take it as a joke or whatever. I don't know if he's permanently banned right now or not, because I thought later another thing came out from PUBG's like, listen, we knew he was joking, now we understand this, so I don't know if he's allowed playing. But my whole thing is like, with that ban and the new ban about the stream sniping, people are like, how dare you ban people that do that? Like, how dare you think you're just above everybody else and banning people from your game that break your rules and stuff like that? And I'm just like, it's in the rules. If you're
And,
banned, you're banned. And if you're
and they,
ruining,
if they were the one on that motorcycle, they would have been calling for the banning of the
right,
guy.
yeah, exactly. But it's just people just like, well, I'm not going to play your game. And all I can say is about for people that are like, like that, like, hey, I said I'm not going to play like Destiny because of what they've done. Do they really care that I'm not playing their game?
Nope.
Absolutely not. They don't care. And the thing is PUBG sold 5 million, is like 5 million copies of it or something like that. Like, you know how much money that is? They could care less if you, as a person who's such a, and I'm going to use Dr. Disrespect as an example here. This is not actually true of his people or his fans or anything that watch him, but just say I was a huge Dr. Respect fan, and I'm not going to play your game because you banned him for being a jerk to somebody else on the game, then you're just a jerk too. That's so, no, I don't want you in the game. And to be honest, I laugh with Soul Assassin playing that game because, or even you, is once you start and you play in there and you pop into the thing, you just watch that counter zip up to 99 people.
Right.
That game fills with 99 people so fast. The one or two, or even if it's 1,000 people that don't want to play the game because they're a fan of the person who was like stream sniping or whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm still finding a match. So, and it's to keep the game fun, so where you're not ruining the experience for everybody else.
Dr. Disrespect does not. It's not his game. He has no right to go in there and ruin the game in the way that he did. Yeah. There's just plain and simple no excuse for it. And you can't use it's a persona. No, because the person on your team doesn't know that, oh, this is Dr. Disrespect, so he's going to team kill me. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The guy, these people that just want to hide behind anonymity on the internet, and they think they can do whatever they want. And, sadly, this is the way our world's going. Everybody's a whiny little baby.
True.
And, oh, I want my way. I want my candy bar. I need my cookie. No one said something nice to me today. Ooh, too bad. Grow a freaking pair and get out and get a job and go to work. And you know what? Just live life. Welcome to reality.
Yeah. And when I only have like a couple hours to play a game, I don't want it ruined by somebody's running around killing me because, because of that. And the other thing is too, like the stream sniping stuff, like we've mentioned Darkness 429 and he plays PUBG. And I can't imagine, if somebody in his group or somebody was like that was stream sniping him, because for one, you're ruining it for him. You're ruining it for the people that are watching him, and that is his livelihood. That's how he gets paid right now. So if he's like, well, I can't play PUBG because somebody out there has to stream snipe me the entire time, you're ruining it for a lot of people for something that you think is funny when it's not. It's just kind of crappy. So, but
by the way, Rob is on.
Oh, Rob is gonna make me draw him in. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, all right. But that's what I had for that, and you can start your next thing, and I'll pull him in here.
Okay. Well, my next topic, okay. So talking about it, that I started in Fortnite, and I thought that this topic that I came up with was because of Fortnite. But when I really think about it, I thought about, wait a minute, we're doing the same thing with PUBG and a lot of other games. But so Fortnite got a $60 retail release. Wow, that's some pretty camera look there. All you see is my eyebrows and above.
Yeah, I'm fixing it all. I deleted it out there.
That's what happens when people are late and then make others who weren't going to be here show up.
I just screwed up everything, didn't I?
All right. So, anyways, I recently got into playing. I paid $60. I chose to pay $60 to buy Fortnite. And at the time, I didn't realize exactly what I was buying, because the game released last Tuesday, and I had, quote, pre-ordered the game like the Saturday night, the Saturday before that.
Okay.
And I got early access. I was able to play the game 4 days early. Well, so that whole first weekend I was playing it, it would come up, said closed beta. And I was like, okay, well then come Tuesday night or Monday night after 9 p.m. Pacific time, I was like, oh, we're going to have an update. And they actually had some maintenance going on. And I was like, oh, they're probably just prepping for, the game going live for retail and everybody else. And it came back. I think it was down for a couple of hours. And then it came back up. And I noticed that it still said closed beta. And I was like, hmm, well, that's weird. I kind of expected the closed beta to go away and now that the game is released. Well, what it turns out is that this game is not really released, even though everybody in the world can buy it retail or digital or, and you can pay $40, $60, $90, or $150 for this game. So here's the kicker. It's in beta testing. It is a closed beta. And I paid $60 to be a beta tester for a game that is going to be free to play in 2018. Now, I'm not necessarily complaining at Fortnite.
You played the heck out of it, right?
Do what?
You played the heck out of it.
Oh, I'm playing a lot.
Yeah.
I've been playing it every day. I have played it every day since I got it, which is weird because this game, I remember seeing this before, and I was like, what a dumb looking game. Like, there's one I'll skip. And the only reason I got into it was because I was bored. I'm like, oh, I feel this need for something new. And that's really it. So I was watching somebody that Saturday playing it. And I was like, And I started talking to this guy and I was asking him questions about it. And he was pretty new in it. And he was explaining stuff to me. And it was nice. I had a conversation through Mixer with this guy. It's Brooklyn's, I can't remember the number. I mentioned him last week. Got a number after that. And, but I was really appreciative. And I was like, this does kind of look like fun. So I ended up deciding to buy, and I looked at all the versions. I was like, oh, well, you get some other stuff. I'll pay the $60, Didn't really understand, but there was really nothing that I saw saying, hey, this is a free-to-play game. You're paying to be a beta tester.
You're paying not only to beta test it, but you're paying for early access to the game, and early access could be 6 to 8 months early access.
It could be, but so my kind of question out of this, and I'm not complaining, this isn't a rant, but I didn't realize that I was buying into early access. Nothing said early access. It was on the Xbox Marketplace. It was like, here's a new retail game coming out. I don't recall anything in there, and I should probably go back and look at the page. And maybe it had the little early access icon somewhere that I didn't see, but I don't recall anywhere saying this is a beta, it's early access, this will be a free-to-play game, you're paying $60 for a free-to-play game. And again, I don't mind. I'm having a lot of fun. To me, it's worth the money so far. But my thought is, this game, they tweeted or Twitched or Facebooked or, I don't know, Snapchatted something. I don't remember what they did, some stupid social media thing. And they said, Epic came out and was like, wow, we're really impressed. We had over 500,000 pre-orders. And I think that was just the digital. I can't remember. It was either digital or physical. It wasn't both. I think it was just one of them. So they actually, I think the article that I was reading was saying that's actually probably a lot higher than that. But they had over 500,000 people pay anywhere from $40 to $150 for early access to be a beta tester for a game, mind you, that will be free to play. And that's the kicker. It's like, I get paying for a game, like paying $60 to be an early access or even beta test a game that's going to come out and cost $60 down the road. I get it. You're getting in, you're getting to do it early, you're getting to play it. But this is free to play. I just paid $60 for a free to play game.
Yeah, the thing
that's
that I was
not ready, it's not done.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to ask you this too is because when I was listening, I think it was Rebel FM, they're talking about it, and it's going to be free to play with microtransactions. So a lot of the things they're kind of saying is
Right.
like, oh, you're $40, you're $60, you're 100, whatever the amount of money is. You're getting content with those games, which equals about to that much, how much that much would be if you bought
Right.
it all. But then I've heard people saying like, yeah, but it's not really to unlock and to get to certain things. You're going to have to put a lot of time into this game, and some of these things that might actually help you get to a certain point or boost you or this or that is it'll boost you, but not very much. So it's almost like, and you're also paying them to support them as well, like for people that are, wanting to do that. But I just thought, to me personally, I thought it was interesting because yes, it wasn't marked as early access, and I remember doing a story on the show. It wasn't last week, it was the week before. Was you if you pre-ordered Fortnite, you got it on the 21st, which was 2 days early for the early release of a game that is free to play next year. Because I think that's how I said it. I was like, you're getting it 2
Right.
days early for early access for something that's going to be free to play next year. And you're basically helping them fund for the continued development or something like that.
Well, but
And I would have done it. I would have done it if it was like $20, but like to me, like $60, I was just like, no, I'll wait for it to be free to play. But my only concern now is when they make it free to play, everybody like yourself who's already had it and who's already put this time in, how much are you going to want to play it?
well, probably not at all.
Right.
And I do see Bumblewoot just said, is Fortnite going to do a wipe upon release?
No.
Dude, they better not.
No, they are not. They are not.
I mean, they absolutely better not. Oh my gosh, I'll freaking lose my mind if I'm still playing the game at the end of this.
Yeah, they are
If
not.
you
They are
can.
not.
But my question on this, and again, it's not really geared at Fortnite. It's geared towards, so they had 500,000 people at a minimum pay, let's just say $60, because most people probably did the 40, but there's going to be those people, and I've actually been eyeballing the $150 version. I can't explain why. It's there. I can pay like the extra $89 to get everything, and I'm like, I keep looking at it, and then there's like the other, and I'm thinking, well, I do get 2 free copies of the game that I could give away in the community, and I'm trying to justify spending all this money. Um, so I was actually going to talk to you guys. Hey, should we spend some of the TXL money to, we could do it as a giveaway, but then I get all the extra bonuses.
Nice.
I don't know why. It's kind of like I feel like I want to do it, but my concern was other companies are going to take notice. Wow, this game that really wasn't like a Halo or Gears of War or it's not a Forza. It's a new IP from Epic's a good developer,
Yeah.
but it's a kind of a corny looking weird game that and we know it's going free to play now, but they had over 500,000 people paying. So how much? I didn't add it up. I was going to add that up. I'll see if I can do that real quick. I mean, that's a lot of money for a game. So Epic just took in a huge chunk of cash for a game that's going to be free to play next year. My thoughts are that's not going to go unnoticed. So you're going to have potentially Ubisoft and EA and whoever, Activision, and especially Activision. They're money hungry. Can you imagine them coming out at E3 saying, buy Call of Duty now and we'll let you in early, but you're going to pay $80 instead of $60, but for the game that's going to be $60 in November?
Yeah.
And think how many people would pay extra money to play it right then and there.
Yeah.
And knowing it's a beta or early release, or I mean, again, we had a lot of people pay a lot of money for a free to play game. That can't go unnoticed in the industry.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
Well, the one thing that I heard, which was pretty funny, was like they should have just sold it for $60, like a regular game. Because in
$30 million.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'd interrupt. $30 million at a minimum, they just got on pre-orders for a free-to-play game.
Yeah. Well,
That is not going to go unnoticed.
yeah, but then the thing is
Well-
like, what you just, once you use all the stuff, Wing, that you used and paid your 40 bucks for, 60 bucks or however much you spent for it, once you use all this stuff, guess what? You got to pay more money to get more of it. Unless you want to do it for free. But the one thing I did hear, which was funny, is
I
they
don't
should
think
have.
so with this game.
Sorry.
I don't think that it, to me, it feels like I could have got the $40 version that essentially just gets you in the game early. Then I paid an extra $20 to get like some like 8 heroes and some extra weapons that you are gonna get in the game. So you're just kind of like, well, I want them now. I really, and there's like XP bonuses and stuff like
It's
that.
the siege mentality. It's Rainbow Six Siege mentality. It was the part of like, well, here's the game for 60 bucks and the season pass will unlock all the operators now, or you have to play, so much money to unlock it. But the one thing I heard real quick is the thing is like they should have just released it at a $60 game, because in 2018, how many games are actually still $60 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road? They're not. They're like 20 bucks, $5, $10, or free to play no matter what. So it's just kind of like a lot of people are just kind of thinking it's a very weird. It's weird what they did. It's weird what they did.
Well, and that's the thing. They just made $30 million in pre-orders for a free-to-play game that's going to come out sometime next year. It's been in development for 5 years already.
Right.
And if a brand new IP that's been around for 5 years and everybody's kind of like, I don't know, it's been around in development forever. It looks a little weird. It's a strange thing. Oh, it's going to go free to play. They made $30 million before the game was released. That's huge. There's games that release that don't even make $30 million. So my thoughts are, okay, are we going to see some of these big AAA titles now go, okay, guys, hey, wait a minute. Why don't we just put it out there and say, we can do something along this model and maybe not even do free to play, but let's charge people more money. Let's push the release date back 6 months. Tack on an extra $20, $30 and say you can get it for $80 or $90. We'll let you in 6 months early. Yeah, and we'll throw you some free XP that doesn't matter, because it doesn't cost these guys anything for unlocking characters or giving you XP. It doesn't cost them a dime, but you're paying an extra $20, $30 for it. And now you're like, ooh, I'm early access. And if they don't wipe you when it goes retail, which would really suck in the Call of Duty world. And I'm just saying that type of game, because now you've had 6 months to level your guy way the heck up, and everybody coming in on release day is like going to get just smoked. And there's people that would pay. There's a lot of people, I think, that would pay to get into Call of Duty early, strictly for that reason. You could build your guy up.
Yeah.
Are you guys concerned that this could become a model for other game developers or publishers to follow? To get, it's all about the money.
Yeah, it's there's two things, because the one thing is it's 5 years in the making. I think they made a mistake saying it was going to be free to play like real early in development. And is this a way that they're running out of money, so for the game to come out they just did this to pull some money in? I'd rather them just kind of tell us that, or just say, you know what, we can't make it free to play, we're going to make it $40 for everybody. But as far as if you're concerned about it becoming a model, absolutely. So basically now you're saying, oh, if you want to play, if you want the game, I for one, I just don't like it. And I don't like it because we're just getting to this point where a company that everybody says is the worst gaming company, or the worst company in the world, EA, is basically getting rid of season passes. They are releasing all of their DLC content and stuff for free. And they're even kind of, a little bit backtracking on Battlefield 1 a little bit for the season pass. But the way it seems like they're going is they're just like, we're done with these season pass things. We're just going to give us our content you're going to get the DLC and stuff for free. And to me, I'm all for that. Basically the only company going to be left selling season passes and stuff is going to be Activision. But they'll never stop, and the bad thing for what you're saying, Mark, is since this was successful, the one company that will probably immediately start doing it is going to be Activision. They'll probably do it with Destiny. They'll probably push Destiny 2 back, a year and say, oh, well, if you want to play it this year, you got to spend $300 for it. Or $800 if you're an Xbox person and you don't get all the content. So.
There you go.
um,
But I mean, that's extreme, obviously, but I don't
Right.
think it's far fetched. These businesses need to make money. They're in this business. They may have been started because they like games. They were gamers as kids, but it's still a business, and they have to make money to be successful. And it does. It ends up at the end of the day coming down to, can they make money? They gotta keep making it. They gotta build it somehow. And when you see someone be very successful with an unknown new IP in a game that's free to play, and you've already made $30 million before you launched it, because
Yeah.
people want to play that. I mean, I'm just like, wow. I really think we're going to see stuff like this again. We're going to see this more expanded. We've seen early release, but there's people paying $150 to be an early release player for this game.
Yeah.
And I do like the idea that if you do pay the 150, you get 2 copies of the game to give away. I think that's kind of cool, actually. You get 2 copies of the $40 version. So, I mean, that's really, you think about it, it's like, well, that's $80 right there. So it's not a bad deal if you could even sell maybe, hey, I'll get, give me $30, I'll give you a copy of it,
Right.
type of thing. And then it cuts down on your price. But I like that they're doing that. I think that's kind of a neat idea, but $150 is a lot.
Yeah.
But
And Bumbleroot has in there, the internet was up in arms about Ark Survival Evolved. Well, Ark has been in early access for well over a year, and early access I think was $30. Now what they did is early access games, and PUBG's an early access game. Like PUBG's probably going to be $60 when it launches. So be prepared.
Right.
Like for people who are going to wait for this to buy it on Xbox One, you will be paying $60 for it. You will not be paying $30 like I did.
And the Steam version will go up to the $60.
Yes, it
or
will
whatever.
go to the $60
$50,
version. And Ark Survival Evolved is getting ready to release out of early access, so their game is $60. And but so what they did is they raised it to $60 in preparation for that. But the one thing, and Bumbleweed, about that is the internet has nothing to be angry about, because they told everybody a week ahead of time, I believe, that on this date, Ark Survival Evolved will be $60 in preparation for release. So if you want an early access price, go buy it now. They gave people a chance. So whoever didn't get on early access, they have no reason to be mad because they didn't buy it in time. So and that's the same thing with PUBG. Like PUBG is going to probably be $60. And for people who want to play it, or you're going to play on Xbox One or something like that, be prepared. You're going to be paying $60, not $29. So.
Right.
All right.
What's up,
So-
Rob? What do you think, man?
Yeah.
I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Well, it's because we
No,
weren't
it's
used to you
enough.
being here
Yeah.
for the first half of the
Yeah, I
show.
know, right?
All right, so
Yeah.
back run.
Yeah.
We've heard enough from Rob.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, now. All right. So, in my day job, in my real job, I regularly work.
The street corner.
Yes. It seems like it sometimes. I work with Cisco products, where company enterprise environments run on what is sometimes almost like early alpha code. So having something that is not finished, in the world of Cisco, their products are never finished. They're continually evolving. There is no completion. That's normal to me, and it's not fun. always because stuff's broken and such. And this is kind of like the situation where you're getting a game that is not finished, and they don't claim that it's finished. They tell you that it's going to be evolving, it's going to be finished technically next year at some point, and it will be free to play. And it's cool that they mention that. It's I think they've been very upfront for that. And then if you look at regular releases of, let's say, even AAA titles like Battlefield or whatever, they have games that technically go gold, which implies, hey, this game is done. They're not done. They are far from done. They're patching the heck out of the game for the next year or more, fixing stuff, getting things to work. The games that we have nowadays are never done. It's not like the old days where you had a cartridge. I had one here on the table for my son's 3DS. I was going to use it as an example. You have a cartridge that can never be updated, and this thing works. You got to say, like Nintendo games for the 3DS and such, those things work. They work from the day you get them. They technically don't change, although it's a little different nowadays. They technically don't change. They never get patches, and everything's okay. That's not the case today. It hasn't been the case for a long time in the Xbox world and in the PC world, where this game that went gold, let's say you got it in a retail release disc, you pop the thing in, you get a 45 gig download immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so which is the final version of the game? Is it the one on the disc, or is it the one that I just got? Well, in 2 weeks, they come out with another 40 meg download or whatever. The games are continually evolving. They're a lot more complex. I get it. But we're in a situation right now where games are never done. They're always evolving. And that's actually what we want.
Mhm.
I don't want a game that's done, right? It's if the games that we get nowadays are done, let's say on release day, we'd be bored with that. We're so used to DLC, add-ons, additional maps. We've been spoiled. And this game, like the Fortnite game, it looks like it's going to evolve to some point. I mean, I haven't played it. I just watched Mark play it a little bit online. And, I could see it changing a little bit. And then if we look at the free-to-play model, because as I have mentioned before, I'm a big fan of Clash Royale, which is a free-to-play game. These games give you the ability to play them free if you want to grind, if you want to take stuff, to spend like a year or two to get somewhere in the game, or you can fast track yourself by spending some money. And I'm sure there's people out there that spend a lot of money for some of these games. I know Supercell, the maker of Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, and there's a couple others, Boom Beach and stuff. If the last I heard, and this is like a year ago, I'm sure it's a lot more, they were pulling in a couple $1 million a day just in people buying chests and add-ons and this and that. So these companies make a ton of money. And you have the option with Fortnite of getting the game now, getting early access at a cost. You, again, like what we had said, you can wait until next year and get it for free, or you can get it now at a cost. But you're really, I could be wrong on this, but I'm just looking at the free to play model from what I know of Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and a bunch of other games that I've played. You get the base game for free, but you can get add-ons to help you out, to fast track you in the game. I think that's what you're paying for now.
Yeah.
You're basically pre-purchasing things. And I know on Fortnite, because I was looking at it earlier, Fortnite has some like pinata things and all these characters. Llama?
Yeah.
Yes, llamas. Thank you.
Llamas?
They are pinatas, but they're llama pinatas.
Yeah.
Llama?
That's their loot boxes, basically. They're loot llamas.
Oh, that's funny.
They are.
Do
They're pretty
you,
funny.
Do you
you can
smash
tickle them.
them?
Yes,
Oh, you do.
and they talk to you.
Oh.
You can tickle them too, and they'll talk to you like, "What are you gonna do with that axe?" And then you,
Dude,
they
I
got all
gotta.
kinds of funny commentary, dude. It's really funny.
Oh, nice. I actually gotta check that out. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. But
Oh,
so
I've been. You can check my mixer. I've got what they call them VODs
yeah,
of my past play. You can watch it there if you want.
okay, cool. But I think what you're buying with this is you're buying early access into the game technically, but you're not paying for the game. You're paying for add-ons. So really, and again, this is just my interpretation. I could be totally wrong, but with Fortnite, you're buying extras now, and that's what's getting you into the game. You know what I'm saying? Did I explain that good? So
Oh,
these
I'm not complaining, Rob.
no. I never
I,
said you were.
I get what they're doing. My thought was because it was so successful for a game that's not going to have a retail cost to it. Or do you guys think other are going to start going, maybe we could do this even on free to play or even on AAA retail games? Say, well, let's push the retail release back and let's bump the price and get more people to hop in and get more money out of it off the bat. I mean, that's the
What?
thing. I was like, a lot of people are paying for early access for a game that's going to be free.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here right now looking at what do I get if I upgrade to the $150 version? I mean, I'm looking at it like, that'd be nice. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And I'm like, wow, this is for a game I originally didn't have no interest in.
Right.
I bought because I was bored. And now I want to spend $150 on it. And it's going to be free. So
Yeah.
I really think we're going to see this. This is coming. I think this is going to be the future.
It's not coming. It's already here, and it started a long time ago.
But yeah, and I mean, I know, like, that's why I was like, well, PUBG's doing the same, and Ark Survival, and there's been a lot of these early release, but not, I don't believe to this extent. I mean, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these others have done it, but I think this one shocked me because they just made $30 million on a game that's gonna be free to play.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, this game is more. Yeah, and this game is definitely more finished than all the other games that you see in early access.
It does feel like retail.
Yeah,
it does. I'm like,
I agree.
There are issues with it that I've seen, but mainly it's all like in the menus. Like, my gosh, they've got to fix the freaking menus.
I heard the UI is pretty horrible.
Oh, it's terrible, dude. You can't even, like, you'll go into like the research tree or the skill tree, and you can't even tell where am I, how am I highlighted, and then like you can't. It's not easy to move. They've got stuff that's like goes up and over, and then at an angle, and like you can use the D-pad to go up and over, but if you're trying to get to that diagonal one, it's a freaking. It takes a while. You're like, oh, come on, you're fighting the. It's not easy to get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And it's really slow. And it's like you could have the whole skill tree, which is laid out left or right. Then it gets, it branches top to bottom. You could, and every time you go into it, it puts you all the way at the far left. It's like, so now you got to go, boop, 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 and it takes you probably 20 seconds of scrolling to get to the end where you're going to be. It's like, why can't it just put you where you left off? Like, that's what it should do. But it doesn't. And there's like, and I'm only on skill tree 1 of 4. I haven't even unlocked skill trees 2, 3, and 4 yet.
Jeez.
And then that's the same with the research tree. There's 4 of those, and I haven't even unlocked the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th one. But
I heard somebody saying something about, like, to stick like schematics or something into these things to research stuff, but it doesn't really explain to you what's going on. Like, you may think something else is supposed to happen, but it doesn't. So you're almost like wasting. It's like you're wasting things on like crappy guns or something.
You have a collection book that I still don't know what it's for, but you're supposed to fill it up. So like when you unlock a character, you get a new weapon, you can go into your collection book and it's like, oh, you can add this. So you add it, but what happens is it takes it out of your inventory and it's gone. You have no access to it anymore.
Right.
but you get rewards for like collecting every survivor, every weapon, so you get all these rewards which unlock more stuff. So you want to throw it in there, but then it's like, well, wait a minute, should I? These are really low levels. Or I'm just putting something in the spot and then I can no longer use it. Should I wait till I get these things kind of leveled up? And like, what's the point of the collection book? I have no idea what the point of it is. I
Right.
don't know if I fill it all up. Does it mean I can somehow get to it or build this weapon later? I mean, that's what I originally thought. It doesn't seem to be that way. It's just like, oh, you collected this. We put it in your book and now it's gone. You can never use it again. I don't know what the point is. Other than trying to build your level, and there's levels to everything. Your collection books has a levels, your skills have levels, your defenders have levels, your survivalists have levels, your hero has levels, and then there's your storm shield base, which is like your main level. The missions have levels and they go based not on your hero but based on your storm shield level, which I don't know and understand how that gets ranked up. Your weapons have levels, your traps have levels. It's like your mind will explode from how much there is. I've played with like Ryan from Horrible Gamers. I played with Artemis the other day. The three of us were playing, and it's like, it's funny. We'll play the match, and then when you're done, it's like, okay, time to play the menu game for the next hour. And it's like I'm streaming, and all of a sudden I realize, dude, I've been in a menus for the last hour, leveling up, skilling up, trying to collecting stuff, doing different stuff, trying to figure out what am I supposed to do. And I'm like, this has got to be really boring game to watch. And I will warn people, if you do watch, you can watch me. I stream it almost every time I play on Mixer, Wingman 709, nice plug. Um, Depending on when you come in, it could look like a really boring game because you do spend a ton of time in between rounds in you trying to manage your backpack, which is like a nightmare to do. It's a pain. And trying to figure out how to do the inventory and doing all this level up, and you're putting different characters in different spots, and then it's like, oh, I've sent an expedition out to go get some supplies and I got to try to get them back, and were they successful? And oh, well, that doesn't seem to work. And then it's it's when you get into the game, and then okay, so they got that, then you get in, say you're watching me and I go into a match, you're like, okay, cool, we're going to get down to it. Well, depending on the group you're with, the match could be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour long. And if it's an hour long, which I've had some, what you're going to experience is about 30 to 40 minutes of just watching me run around, uh, using my pickaxe on trees and rocks, collecting resources, knocking down, destroying cars to get steel, collecting resources so that you can build your fort to defend what you need to later in the game. So there's not like a time. Some of them will have a time, but for most of them, like the four of you can run around collecting resources, looking for survivors, explore the entire map. You could essentially take down every tree, rock, bush, everything. It's a house in there, and then go, okay, now we're ready. But that's boring for someone to watch. But it's actually kind of fun to play, which I found kind of weird for me. But then when you get to the actual building of the forts, that can get really complicated. It's you can do whatever you want to build like your fort around the thing you're trying to protect. So there's this van that's gonna, like, he's gonna float off into the sky with a hot air balloon, but like he's trying to get stuff and get ready to take off. So you got to protect it while the husks, as they're called, they're zombies, as the husks start to invade. But it once someone triggers that, it's like you go in and trigger when the husks will start, when that clock countdown starts, and when you've got to defend. So up to that point, you're pretty much free to do what you want. Sometimes you'll run into husks, but it's to be a small group typically, and there's different things that will pop up that you can save survivors to get bonuses. You're looking for intel or medical supplies, and it's like it looks like everybody's got different stuff depending on what mission that they're kind of where they are in their character. So like if I'm trying to get supplies, someone else might have already done it, and they're not looking for them. But when you get down to the end, that's really where it's a really fun. Once you're trying to build your defenses and stuff, and then you're fighting the husks. the cool thing is like if they tear a wall down, somebody on your team or even you can quickly put that back up in the middle of combat. It's a little takes a little getting used to. It is pretty streamlined and pretty easy to do, but sometimes I'll hit the B button, all of a sudden I see a wall in front of me, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to reload or something, And so I'm like, get out of that, quick, get my weapon back. Um, but that can be pretty fun. Now, I will say this for people who have maybe played when, like, I put a lot of time into this game already, and when the first 6 hours, maybe 8, I was kind of like, man, these missions are like all the zombies come from one direction, and it's like, they're not really hard. Nobody dies, and this is just like, this isn't hard. And is this all this is? Well, I've experienced this. I'm really close now to the end of the first story. So the first zone is called Stonewood, and there's like 10 pages of quest missions. And on each page, there's anywhere from 2 to 4 missions, I would say. So you're probably there's a lot. It's going to take you a long time to get through that first section. As I'm getting near the end, I'm seeing different types of missions. You're not always defending. Sometimes you're going to go in and destroy some Husk encampments, which is a nice change. The game does get harder. I have now started to die a few times because the enemies are getting really hard, and now they're coming from multiple directions. So the whole first probably 10 hours, it's like, man, every mission's like the same, and they're always coming from. It's real easy to fight them. They never even get to the fort. They never even use the traps, so I've wasted my traps. But you didn't really waste them, because when you come back, you will come back to that area in different times, and your fort that you've built is already there.
Hmm.
You can add on to it, which is kind of cool. It never goes away. So, here's a little pro tip, if you will. If you are when you've got randoms in your game, and you're going to want to, and you're doing a storm shield defense, that's the main mission. That's like your main fort that you're going to build up really big. You have to go to that storm shield itself and go up to the computer. And I think you hit X to get into it. And then I think you right trigger or right bumper over, it'll say permissions. You have to allow people, you have to go in and say, yes, all you do is click their name and it puts a check mark by them that allows them to build in your game. Otherwise, they can't. All they can do is fight the husks. They can't put traps down. They can't add on to your thing. Now, that might sound like a bad thing, but think about it. If you're trying to build your fort and you want it in a certain way, and you don't want some random to come in and just start doing something stupid, then you don't want them to be able to build.
Right.
But if you want them to add to it, then you're going to have to go in, and it's real quick to do, but you're going to have to do it every time for all these different random people, and allow them. Now, I think I don't know, like Artemis has been, him and I played several times. I don't know if I don't know if I can. I think he can build now. Once I did him the first time, gave him permission. I think he's free to build every time he comes back. But just keep that in mind. If it's your game, or if you can't build and you're in someone else's game, you got to let them know, hey, you got to give me rights so I can put traps and help build your fort. So, but it's kind of nice because you're not going to random come in and just do something stupid and ruin it. Yeah, you can take it down, but it's going to take you a while to sit there and pickaxe everything they've done. So, and you don't like if you take down a brick stairs, you don't get that brick back. We discovered that this past day, the other day. You don't get that back. But anyways, I think I'm sorry I've rambled way too long. I'm not even sure why I even started talking about it.
Oh, I don't know.
You like
Sal says I have a problem. I need to seek help.
You have a problem. You're not playing Fortnite right now.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I will be on at some point tonight.
Yeah.
But probably just to get my daily. But it's a fun game. It really is. If you're on the fence, yeah, I don't know. I might pull the trigger. I may have some free ones to give away, but I don't know. I really don't want to put the money into it. But at least go with the $40. So if you're on the fence and don't know what to get, buy the $40 version, because they allow you in the game. So once you're playing, you're like, hey, I like this. You can go into the store and you can pay the extra $20 to get the $60 version. So you
But
really
you're really not getting a different version. You're just buying those
you're buying
packs.
at the free stuff. Yeah, not the
Yeah,
free stuff. It's not free. You're
yeah.
buying so at the $40. Let me pull it up real quick, and then I'll shut up about this. I just had it a moment ago. Compare editions. So the $40 version gives you obviously the game. You get an exclusive Founders Loot Pinata Pack. You get one of those. So that's those llamas that we were talking about that you open and you get a bunch of gear. Then you get daily loot pinata packs. You get 6 of those, and you get an exclusive in-game banner icon. Okay,
Wait,
so
do you get 6 daily or you get
daily
6
loot
times
pinata packs. 6 of those packs.
a day or 6 total, one a day?
I think it's
You
I
get
don't
6 day. You get daily, and I
think
think
it's
you
6
get daily
days.
forever.
Yes, you get the 6 daily loot packs.
Meaning 6 every day. So like 180 a month.
One a day for 6 days.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Now and so that's kind of what you got. Now if you pay the $60, which I did, you get instead of 1 exclusive Founders Loot Pinata pack, you get 4. Instead of 6 daily loot pinata packs, you get 24.
What's in those llamas?
You get survivors, heroes, weapons, schematics. You get bonus XP. There's all kind. It's like everything in the game you get through their weapons,
Okay.
and it's all kinds of stuff. It's actually really fun to break the llamas open. It
Oh
is.
yeah.
Dude, it
I bet.
feels something, dude, man. I'm like, yeah, what's it? And then sometimes you'll hit that llama and it'll turn silver. And you're like, oh, it just upgraded. It's an upgrade llama. That means better loot and gear. You hit it again, and on a rare occasion, it turns gold. And oh man, you will get so much stuff out of a gold llama.
Those
I've actually gotten like legendary heroes and traps out of a gold llama. So it's like soon as that thing goes gold, it's like, woo, you can't even sit still, man. You're just like so excited. It's like a kid at Christmas, man.
dude, those psychologists, they got you dialed in. They know you.
I have a problem. Hi, my name is Mark. I'm here for
Yeah.
Llamas
That-
Anonymous.
That compulsion loop has you
Compulsion
hooked.
loop. That's it. Oh, it's huge in this game.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
anyways, so then what you also get is you get 5 immediate loot pinata packs. Then you get exclusive in game. Okay, you get a 10 XP boosts, 10 giftable XP boosts for friends. So like when Artemis and Ryan were in my game the other day, I went in and said, "Hey, give them a bonus XP because I've got all these XP boosts." So now they're gaining extra XP in the game because of me. And there's extra. I got 50 extra account inventory slots. So I can't remember. There's and this is weird. So there's a backpack which you're limited to like 50, and then you have your equipment or your inventory slots, which holds. I think I'm up to. I think it's 200, and I get an extra 50 because I bought this pack. But you can only carry so much in your backpack at a time, which that's where the real struggle is. Then you also get a rare starter hero pack. So you start with 8 heroes. You get 4 rare starter weapons and 1 rare trap, plus an exclusive founder's pistol. So for the extra $20 at $60, you're getting a lot of stuff, and that's where I went. And then if you go up to the next version, you get even more of that stuff. Plus, you get an extra copy of the game to give away to a friend. And there's more, more different stuff, plus a founder's chat channel, which I don't know if anyone would use. And then you get into the exclusive, the high end one. You get 2 copies of the game and a whole bunch of exclusive, like you get like legendary. You can get 1 legendary weapon, 2 legendary heroes. You get 10 additional inventory backpack slots, which that's kind of like only $90 to get 10 more inventory backpack slots. Let's do it.
Jeez.
So, but so you do get a bunch of stuff, and yeah, like what Rob said, you're buying the stuff that you don't need to. You can just buy the $40. You're going to get a bunch of stuff, but if you want to start out with some stuff, you can get it. Again, if you decide I just don't want to know if I may not like the game. I don't want to spend 60, 90, or 150. Buy the $40 game. If you like it, you can go into their in-game store and say, okay, give me the $60 or give me the $90 or the $150 version, and you'll pay the difference that you didn't, So
That's
it'll
cool.
be the 150 minus the 40 because you already gave them $40. So you can upgrade to the $60 for just $20 down the road, and then get all that extra stuff. That stuff will come to you right away.
Yeah, and generally when they have, and you're speaking in terms of Supercell with their games, usually when you get those packs, they're a lot cheaper than buying the stuff individually. So, there is some advantage to it, I guess. However, there's also the problem of the rabbit hole that never ends.
Yeah.
It's a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, the website has things on there like, oh, buy this when you're getting this much value, which that should be the scary part of when,
Yeah.
when you're doing it, because when it's free to play, this is what you're saying you're going to spend to try to get what you'd get for 89. So, for $59.99 it's $100 value. For $89.99 it's $180 value. For $149 it's a $350 value. Now, minus the game costs or whatever, but yeah, things like that. So,
well, let me clarify one thing on the loot pack too. So I saw the question, and I know Rob I think Rob or Braun was asking about the loot. So the 24. So I got 24 daily loot pinata packs. Okay. So there's so much in this game. There's so many menus. I was like a week into it before I realized I had 24 pinata packs sitting there unopened. And it was the other day I was like, oh, wait, it says click here. And then it starts, it brings up it. And then it was like 23 more in the corner. I was like, oh my goodness. So I just sat there for like a half hour busting open llamas.
You going, woohoo!
So that daily loot pinata packs, those are available to you right away. But like the daily, so yeah, it's going to be like a mobile game. If you log in every day, you're going to get like, okay, you've been here this is day 14. You're going to get maybe 2 llama packs that day. You don't get 24 every day.
Oh, okay.
So when you buy, depending on how you buy this, like if you buy the $150 one, they're giving you 72 pinata packs right off the bat, plus an additional, it says immediate loot pinata packs as well. So yeah, I was like, oh, there's all these others there, and I sat there for a while just opening up a bunch. Ryan was the same way. He's like, I just did the same thing. I didn't even know these were there because the menus are just you'll get lost in menus. So it's a fun game. Get the $40 version to start, and you can always upgrade for a few bucks more to the other editions if you want.
All right. So, Rob joined us a little. Rob, yeah. So, Rob joined us a little late. So, of course, he came in and tacked on 4 more things to talk about, as if he was here for 2 minutes of the time and we were here for an hour of the time. But I'm just teasing him for being late. So, Rob, once you take your items, we are at 123 right now on the entire showtime.
Yep. Okay, so we had heard that a bunch of games were going to be enhanced, upgraded, or whatever you want to call it for Xbox One. And Microsoft has confirmed that they have 80 titles already enhanced. And I'm not going to go through the entire list, but there's a fair amount of games. Some have not been released yet, but some of the more notable ones that are enhanced for Xbox One X include Anthem, Assassin's Creed Origins, Crackdown 3, Destiny 2. I mean, those are the games that are still coming. Fortnite is another one. Xbox One X enhanced when it comes out. So, Wing, you will be in Fortnite heaven, maybe.
Wonder about the
yeah, maybe you'll get the update in a llama.
Nice.
Pinata llama.
The Xbox One X llama.
Yeah.
It'll be green.
So we have Ori, Project Cars 2, Sea of Thieves, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, Dishonored 2, Doom, Fallout 4, For Honor, Forza Horizon, a whole bunch of the Forza games. Hitman, Minecraft is another one. Rocket League. That's a very popular one with people in the community. And then even games like Witcher 3, We Happy Few. Is We Happy Few even out yet?
No, it's
Or is
early
it
access.
still? Yeah, still. World of Tanks, Wildlands, Titanfall 2. So the list is pretty large. So I'm sure by the time that the Xbox One releases in, wait, how many days is that? Or how many months is that? It's out in November. 4 months. Can you believe 4 months?
Yeah,
That's
still
crazy.
seems forever.
Oh,
It's not, but it still does seem forever.
yeah. So, all right. Look forward to those if you're going to be getting Xbox One X. Then Seagate is coming out with the Game Pass drive. I don't know about that one. So basically what they're doing is they have an external hard drive that you can plug into your Xbox One. And it comes in a bunch of different sizes, and it comes with 1 or 2 months of Game Pass. So this is something, if you're going to be getting an Xbox hard drive for your Xbox, you might want to get a month or 2 of Game Pass. But it's interesting how they're trying to, lump basically a regular hard drive. They make it white, they throw on an Xbox logo, and now it's, like something that you need. Maybe it's trying to fool people into thinking that they need it. But it does match the Xbox One S pretty nicely, unlike my Seagate that I've got hidden because it's totally different looking.
Yeah, it does look nice. I looked at the screenshot of it.
Yeah.
But what if the Xbox One X comes out and it's all black? Now it won't match.
Well, it is black.
Well, it won't match your X, but it'll match your S if it's white.
That's so old school. That's so last year.
Yeah. And retail price on these is $109 for a 2 terabyte, $159 for a 4 terabyte. And they'll be available less through all of the usual channels, I'm sure.
Cool.
And then what do we got next? Oh, Crash Bandicoot. Did you guys ever play this game back in the day?
Not
It was
really.
I think it was was
I
it?
played it in Uncharted 4 recently.
Yeah. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot I think was a PS1 exclusive. And it was a pretty fun game back in the day. So that would have been like mid 90s or late 90s. Wow, that was 20 years ago almost.
Yeah, I just remember
Anyway.
2 years ago at E3. I think it was 2 years ago at E3. They announced that they were remaking it or something like that. And
Yeah.
people were just like jumping up and down, but it's one of those things in my mind. It's like, oh, they're just remaking a very old game again. So
Yeah. Yeah, so what they did, Activision released a remastered Crash Bandicoot. They called it the N-Sane Trilogy. So that was done for the PlayStation 4, but they kind of leaked out accidentally, apparently, a version of this game for the Xbox One. Apparently, they had some type of screens that they posted that had the Xbox One controller button, the letters on there, the A, B, X, Y, instead of the geometric shapes. So they have since taken that down, but whoops, looks like it's coming out soon or at some point. Who knows? Might even be Xbox One X enhanced.
Yeah.
You never know. And that's it for the kind of like the bigger stories. There are a couple of things. Just want to go through like the news recap. So I'll just hit a couple of those things. And then let's see here. More teases of Xbox One pre-orders coming soon. I think last week we talked about that where Phil Spencer said it's going to be coming soon. Well, I guess we're even closer. Probably 1 week closer than we were last week.
right.
Somebody asked on Twitter, they asked Phil Spencer, any word on when the pre-orders will be released? Just want to make sure I get one. I can't wait. Well, they'll have to. I'll have to wait 4 months. And then Phil Spencer responded, our plan is set for this. All approvals are done. So now just landing the announce with all the info won't be too much longer.
Yeah, Gamescom.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, it's going to happen at Gamescom.
Yeah, when is Gamescom again? Isn't it like in 2 weeks or something?
I can look it up as you continue.
Oh, no, it's in August.
Gamescom.
Yeah. What?
It's like in a couple weeks. Gamescom seems like an odd time because if they're going to open up pre-orders or announce it there, that's like the middle of the night here. Like the US is the biggest purchaser of the Xbox. I don't think they would announce it or open up pre-orders in the middle of the night in the US.
No, they're going to announce the day that the pre-orders will be. It's not going to be like pre-order now. It's going to be
Better not be.
you can pre-order this coming Friday or something like that, you know. That's what I'm expecting. So August 26th. From
Okay.
August 23rd to August 26th.
So about 4 weeks away.
Yep.
A little bit less. All right. So if they do it over there and it is on their time that they announce it in Europe, so what, 7-hour difference, 6-7 hour difference? And a lot of folks are, no, wait. If they have it, so they're ahead of us. So if they have it, let's say, if they do the announcement in the evening, it'll be the middle of the day for us. The worst is just if they do it, let's say at like 9 in the morning, then it'll be middle of the night in the US. So I'm sure that they would tie it so it's appropriately timed for the US. But anyway.
Right.
A little interesting thing here. Looks like there's been some spam bots hitting Xbox Live users. There's reports over the past week or two that people have been getting, like friend requests and all sorts of messages that they've been getting. Have you guys gotten those?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I got asked for a friend, or asked as a friend, and then asked what was up or something like that. And then the next one after that was, how old are you? And that's when the block happens. Because I'm just like, if you don't know who I am by friending me, that means you don't listen to the show, basically, or you're not my friend. And then when your first question is, how old are you? I'm pretty sure 33. You're getting blocked.
Aren't you 33?
No.
Is that what your name is?
No. That would be my number, not my name. Or
he
not
was
my
born 33. He is really old.
Yes.
Really young for his age.
I'm 36, actually.
Yeah. So just like Brennan mentioned, the spam bots start hitting you up for personal information like name, address, and more. And, just go ahead, block, report, whatever, and move on. Do not think you're getting lucky. Backwards compatibility. We talked about this a couple weeks ago about the big number of games that they've added to this thing over the past 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Well, the list we had a couple games added this past week. We had Raiden 4, Red Faction, Armageddon, and Gyrus. Those were added. So now the list is officially over 400 games. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's it because you guys talked about Game Pass and the new games, right?
Yep.
That's the first story. So, yeah, that's all I've got then.
Cool. All right. So we'll hear from you here more in a minute when we're reading through some emails because we got some. So, everybody, voicemails, emails, anything you want to say, this is how you can be heard or ask us a question on the show. So for voicemails, you can do one of two things. You can go to thisxboxlife.com and you can click send voicemail on the right hand side and you can follow the prompts and do it that way. or you can record your voice, let's say on your phone or whatever, and email it to us. Either way, we'll get it. If you email it directly to us, contact at this xboxlife.com. Please make sure it's like an MP3 format, and we'll play it on the show. Now we do have one of those this week from Catflap 1970, so I'm gonna actually play that right now. If you guys can't hear it, let me know, and I'll restart it. But I'm pretty sure you will.
Good morning, guys. Catflap 1970 here from the wet and drizzly UK. I must be getting old, gentlemen. The dashboard at the moment, it just confuses me. I mean, I'm not a foolish person, but there's so much clutter, it seems, on the dashboard that it's just messy. I wish they did a few options where you could have like a dedicated game dashboard. I don't want TV or music or any of the other available things on the dashboard. I just want to play games. That's what I want to do. I want all resources, all my dashboard dedicated to gaming only. Or maybe it's just me getting middle-aged and getting old and moany. Anyway, gentlemen, have a fantastic day. Good show as normal.
So I don't mind the dashboard now compared to what it used to be. I think it's more simplistic now. I just really pay attention to a couple things, and that's sliding to the left to see where my friends are, and pulling the right trigger, which jumps me down to my pins to play the games that I have marked there. Since I've been getting some experience with the PlayStation 4 as well and their UI, I hate their UI. Yes, it's simplistic, which that's a positive on it, but it's just like, oh, right, down, down. It's just like, it's very, like, I don't know, time consuming in my mind, compared to the Xbox One dashboard. But no, it's not. You're not getting old, in my opinion. They've changed it. But yes, I think there could be a little bit more of an update to make it more simplistic, if you ask
Do
me.
they need to bring the blades back?
I don't know. I like the blades. That was
Yeah.
simple. Click, 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 boom, boom, boom. You're there. So
Yeah.
it's almost like the system that they have now is the blade. I mean, you can only write bumper a couple times now, and like it's just they just try to cram everything because they got to show their ads and all that crap into it. But what I do is I pin my stuff that I really am like currently playing at the bottom, or my most used apps, and the first thing I do is I just pull the right trigger and down I go, or just hit left immediately and you have your recents right there. So that's about the quickest way to do it, in my opinion. So
Yeah. There's some sections of it that sort of have almost like a MySpace-like effect. If you guys remember MySpace from too many years ago, there's a lot of stuff on there. I find that I sort of have learned where everything is that I want, and I just ignore everything else. I don't even look at it, which may be good or bad, I guess, depending on the content that I'm missing out on. But the biggest thing that drives me nuts about that whole experience, I mean, even with the stuff that they've fixed recently, since it is a little snappier than before, is I just hate the fact that let's say I open up the games tab, I sit there and like wait for it to fill in. I feel like that stuff should be cached. Do you know what I mean? It should show up immediately.
right.
I shouldn't wait for it to have to draw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it reminds me of the old browsers back in the day where there was a picture, you know, when we were on modems,
Right.
phone modems, where it would have like the little square. Okay, I know there's going to be a picture right there. Okay, there it is. Okay, there's going to be another picture over there. Okay, there it is. You know, a lot of folks have, you know, a couple meg minimum connection. I mean, that stuff should be cached. The system should download it. Like at some point. I don't know. Maybe it's just not possible. But it seems like they should be able to do it.
All
All right.
Yep. So next thing after that, of course, that was a voicemail. Thank you, CatFlap 1970, for sending that in. Besides voicemails like that, if you'd like to send in an email and ask us a question, you can go to thisxboxlife.com, click on contact, and fill out a form, and that would send it to us. Or if you email us directly, contact@thisxboxlife.com. We have 2 emails, which I'm going to have Rob go over here in a second. But I'm going to hit the other 2 or 3 things real quick. Twitter.com/thisxboxlife. This Xbox Life is our handle. Or if you go to thisxboxlife.com/Twitter, that will take you to our Twitter account. And then thisxboxlife.com/Facebook is the quickest way to get to our Facebook group to request access if you haven't already. It is a closed group. We just kind of glance and see from there. It's funny, over the last couple weeks, I was talking about like how much spam and stuff we've been getting. Through the Facebook, and it seems like it's calmed down a little bit. Dark Christoph actually has messaged me. Did you guys get a voicemail from Dark Christoph? Emailed directly to you, one of you two? Said he sent it to Rob. If you want to check your email, Rob.
So let's see.
We'll check Dark Christoph. If so, we can play it on next week's show. Unless Rob wants to...
I got it.
Okay,
want me to forward it over to you?
Sure, forward it over to me real quick, and while you read the emails, I'll put it in the show, and then yes, Dark, we will be going over it in a second. So, just message him. Look at that, doing it live on the show. But that's it for the Facebook group and things like that. So, like I said, we got a couple emails. Rob, while Rob's doing that, I'll read off an email, I guess.
I can read it.
Okay, go for it.
I just wasn't sure which email of yours to send it to, so I'll send it to both.
Okay.
And away it goes.
Okay,
so first one is from Danny. Writes in, "Hi, my friends. I haven't written in a while, but I've been listening to the old episodes just for fun because your show is my favorite podcast. I'll already listened to them all, but it's been a while. But my question is, whatever happens to the community gamer card? And is there a chance that it'll come back? I think it would be awesome to see our community's total time playing and our overall gamer score as a community. But anyway, thank you for doing this awesome show. Your friend Danny." Is that even possible now? Still, like,
I don't
that gamer card?
I don't know if there's any sites out there that do that anymore.
Yeah,
that is a good question. We would have to look that up to see.
Yeah,
to see if there is one out there.
I mean, that would be awesome to have. We'll have to do some digging.
Yeah.
See if we can do that.
Yeah. All right. You want to share over the next one?
Yeah. So next one is from Bumblewoot. Hello, a few random thoughts. Number one, I'm not sure how well the Xbox One X will do in Canada. I hope it does well in the US. I heard or read somewhere that in Canada, it'll launch at $599. I believe that's Canadian dollars. Yikes. 600 big ones is sure going to be a tough sell up here with the Xbox One Original and the Xbox One S. Well, they'll probably be $299 to $349 here at the time. Thoughts on for us poor Canadians? And then number two, with the summertime slowdown, are you guys going back to play any older games that you've missed? I started playing Civilization Revolution a couple weeks back, a really fun backwards compatibility game from years back. Highly recommended. And number three, do you think Kyle played games such as Farming Simulator and Euro Fishing Simulator, golfing games, etc., just for gamer score? I'm trying to imagine someone driving a tractor slowly up and down a field for hours just to get achievements. I'm guessing he skips slow games like that, but I'm curious. Pass on the question to him, please. go Team Rob, your friend, Bumblewoot, and
Hashtag
Braid.
Braid Game Pass
Yeah.
Game of the Year.
Yeah,
Nice. Very
rock
nice.
on.
So, yeah, Bumblebeat's in the
So
chat. So,
yeah, so like the Canadian thing, yeah, I'm not sure what the exchange rate is right now and how much 5.99 Canadian is. Actually, the guy that sits next to me at work, he lives in Canada. I should ask him.
yeah.
Uh,
I
about
mean,
that.
feel good that you're not like in Australia, because I think theirs is
Oh
like
yeah,
is far worse than that. So, um, yeah, but that is unfortunate. So, as far as
absolutely.
the summer slowdown, like I've been playing, like I reached out and I'm playing some PlayStation games. But I've also went back to PC a little bit, and that's where I've been just playing PUBG and stuff. But I haven't actually taken a step back and played any older games. So have you guys played any? Well, Mark's been talking about Fortnite for half of the show, so we know he hasn't went back and played anything older.
Speaking of Fortnite, if you guys turn your Xboxes on, you'll have a message. You now have a free standard edition of the
Oh,
game.
nice.
I just upgraded.
Oh, oh, well,
I have a
thanks.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going to join into your problem. You're trying to give us a
And
problem as well.
this is
Yes,
like,
started. This is your free one, right? Yeah, your
yeah,
first one free.
you just passed us some Fortnite through the chain link fence. Like,
Fortnite
you're
crap.
just try it. You just try it.
Yeah.
You
So,
like it.
But
Actually, I was looking through my game library the other day, and I was looking at Civilization Revolution. I'm like, should I try? Because I always want to do one of the Civ games, and I know this one is more like mobilified. Is that a word? Well, it is now. It's not like the hardcore ones. A little easier to play, I would think. And ultimately, I look through my entire library and I do what I do most of the time. I just get overwhelmed with the choices and I play nothing.
yeah. Nice.
It's easier to choose nothing.
All right. Let's push forward because
Yeah.
we are running out of our.
Yes.
We're going to hit our time limit here.
Yeah.
Here
And
shortly.
then about Kyle, you think does he
Oh.
do the slow grindy games?
No, if it doesn't get him gamer scored, no.
Yeah.
So.
Or he just switches to the like Japanese versions
Yeah.
of games.
Yep. But, all right.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
Civ Rev is a good game. I did go back and play that, not recently, but I have went back. I think when it first went backwards compatible, I went back and played it and had some fun. So, but thank you for the email. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So, Dark Christoph had that email, so let's hit that right now.
Voicemail.
Yes, voicemail.
What's up, guys? This is Chris, Christoph on Xbox Live. Hey, I just wanted to call in. I'm going to try not to make this too long, but I literally took notes as to things I wanted to comment on from your last episode because it was so good. I wanted to say Brian was an awesome host. He did a really great job, and it was great to see him show some indie love for the Xbox with Edith Finch. I also played that game as soon as it came out. It was really, really cool for a story-based game. Some really unique kind of gameplay vignettes throughout the game that were really varied and awesome, so definitely worth a check. I also wanted to ask Rob if you had a chance to finish Oxenfree. The game's really cool, definitely worth sticking out to the end, and even has some really neat New Game Plus modes that are kind of fourth wall breaking. Don't want to spoil anything, but it's definitely worth playing more than once to get like the full story experience on that. I did want to say to Mark, your HDR issues that you were talking about, how you weren't so impressed with Infamous on PlayStation. Infamous did come out before HDR was a feature on PlayStation, so it really wasn't designed with HDR in mind. It came out as a patch afterwards, so it might be something to take in consideration that it wasn't really developed with HDR in mind, so that might explain why it wasn't super impressive. Also, I wanted to comment just real quick on Rob's story about the police gamer pick ban that Microsoft did. They did come out and release an official statement afterwards saying that he wasn't actually banned for the police gamer pick. He had posted a different picture immediately before and then changed it after about a minute or so, is what he had said. And that picture was actually like a scantily clad lady with like an American flag draped over her back. So just a little bit of clarification on that, and maybe it does run through some sort of algorithm, like Mark had said, where it scans, and it scanned through after he had changed it, and that's why he banned him. So just something to keep in mind. I think maybe the support rep that he had talked to, that had talked about police stuff, was just trying to come up with some sort of excuse, and didn't really dig into the whole thing. But it was cool to see that Microsoft came out and said that it actually was for a different picture. So story might have gotten blown out of proportion just a little bit on that one. But anyways, I just wanted to comment on those things. Awesome show as always, guys. Keep up the great work, and I will see you online. Thanks.
Sorry, I had to unmute. My screen disappeared at the same time. I'm like So, but thank you, Christoph, for
Great push.
the voicemail.
Got some good responses there.
Yep.
Yeah, for Oxenfree, I've kind of like stopped playing it for a little while, but now he's got me intrigued. I'm sort of in a summer doldrums a little bit with games myself. Too much stuff going on in the summertime here, but I don't know. I'm gonna definitely try to make some time for it this week. So hopefully I'll have something to talk about on Sunday.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Already did Facebook. Already did Twitter. What do we got coming up this week?
So games with the new releases for this week.
Yep.
There's a couple of things. On August 1st, we have Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. And it's a pretty cool looking game. It's got this like very like HDR looking, like isometric top down 3/4 view. I don't know what it's called, but it looks pretty sweet. Then The Long Dark, also on August 1st. Isn't this the one that's been in
Yes, early access.
early access forever? So I guess it's finally out of early access. Then also on August 1st, we have Slime Rancher. It is going straight to Games with Gold, console launch exclusive. August 2nd has us getting Tacoma, which is isn't that like one of those like puzzle games where you kind of walk around the world or something?
Don't remember
guess
what
like-
that one is. I remember it being kind of a different looking.
Yeah,
game.
narrative-driven adventure in the year 2088. Okay, never mind then. August 2nd also, Demetrios, the big cynical adventure. August 4th, we have Mr. Shifty and Race Arcade. This game really reminds me of, was it Rally Sprint or Sprint?
I thought it was going to be the RC game.
Yeah, this is like a top-down racing game in style like the old 80s arcade games.
Yeah.
They had with the steering wheels.
Yep.
Also on August 4th, we have The Way and Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator. I don't know about that one.
Yep.
Then Games with Gold, we have Runbow finishing up here. Tomorrow on Monday is the last day for Runbow. And then Slime Rancher comes out on August 1st. Trials Fusion continues. No, that's next month.
Yep, that's next month.
What?
We got our announcements for next month.
Yeah. Isn't there another one? What's continuing?
Slime Rancher is August. Trials starts over. Oh, the continuing is I thought that was Runbow that's continuing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, because they go for a
there's
month.
something wrong in there. So
Yeah, it's for a month. Xbox 360 games are the ones that last for 2 weeks or half a month.
Yep.
So for Xbox 360 and backwards compatibility on Xbox One, we have Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. That one ends tomorrow. And then Bayonetta starts up on the 1st.
Yep.
And then lastly, if you make any purchases on Amazon, as always, make sure to use our affiliate link. Go to thisxboxlife.com and click on one of the Amazon logos on the page. There's like 6 of them right now. There's a little issue that we've had that I won't go into details. But click on the Amazon link over there, or you can go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. Any purchase that you make over there don't cost you anything extra, but we get a little finder's fee for sending you their way. So please use that each and every time that you make your purchases on there. And then if you are an iTunes user, find the show on the podcast, give us a rating, 5 stars if you would. The more of those that we get, the higher up we get ranked, and more people can find us. And that's all I've got. Anything else you guys want to add before we hit the stop button?
No. As Mark was looking off to his right, Bumblewoot says, Mark's playing Fortnite, isn't he?
He is.
I was opening llama packs.
Oh, see, he was playing it. That's so funny. There you go, Bumble. You got him. So I don't have anything left. We do have to end our show because otherwise it cuts it into multiple episodes and stuff. So,
mess.
This was the long dark podcast. So
yes,
and Mark got busted at the end. Funny. So, all right, guys. I don't have anything else. Thank you for coming out and sticking out in the chat. And I will be back next week, I believe. So, but I'm Brun BJ Swick 33,
and I'm Rob, also known as Prestar. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I'm Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.
Opening llama packs.
He's laughing.